Tsangpa was a dynasty that dominated large parts of Tibet from 1565 to 1642. It was the last Tibetan royal dynasty to rule in own name. The regime was founded by Karma Tseten, a low-born retainer of the prince of the Rinpungpa Dynasty and governor of Shigatse in Tsang since 1548. Superseding the Rinpungpa. During the 16th century, Tibet was fragmented among rivaling factions, along religious as well as dynastic lines. The Rinpungpa dynasty lost any semblance of power after 1564, and its rival Rinpungpa was also unable to achieve unity. Among the traditions of Tibetan Buddhism, the Karma Kagyu school competed against the Gelug, which was headed by the Dalai Lama. According to tradition, Karma Tseten obtained a troop of horsemen by altering a document issued by his master, the Rinpungpa Lord. He then raised the standard of rebellion in 1557 and managed to supersede the Rinpungpa by a surprise attack in 1565. This was facilitated by the simmering discontent with the Rinpungpa among several vassals. Known as the Deepa Sangpa Sang Desi, he became the king of Upper Sang and allied with Koncho Yenlik, the fifth Shamapa of the Karma Kagyu. Wangchuk Dorje, ninth Karmapa Lama, met him on several occasions and transferred tutelary deities to the ruler. This was a richly important act to legitimize the new regime. Karma Tseten also patronized the Nyingma, Sakya and Jonang sects. The rise of the dynasty should be seen against the anxiety for outside intervention in the deeply divided country. The alliance between the third Dalai Lama and the tombed leader Altan Khan likely aroused the fear of some aristocratic families in Yusang and of the non-Gelug schools. This motivated the Karmapa to seek protection from the Tsangpa rulers. The new dynasty strove to keep Tibet free from the recurring Mongol incursions which plagued the land on several occasions in the late 16th and early 17th century. The further aim was to revive the glories of the old Tibetan Empire and create a peaceful and well-ordered Tsang. This was partly successful. The last remains of Rinpungpa authority vanished in 1590 as they were forced to capitulate the heartland wrong to Karma Tseten. There is nothing to suggest that the regime kept any relations with the declining Ming dynasty of China. Struggle against the Gelugpa. Our sources from this period are mainly concerned with religious affairs and do not disclose much about the administrative structure of the Tsangpa realm. The basis of the power is therefore still insufficiently understood, nor is the history of Karma Tseten's closest successors well known. But in the early 17th century the dynasty is frequently mentioned as a competitor for power over Tibet. The family was generally opposed to the Gelugpa and Dalai Lamas, whose power meanwhile increased anew. The Tsangpa ruler Karma Tseten reacted by invading Yu from his base in Tsang in 1605 and attacking the Drepung and Sira monasteries. 5,000 monks are said to have been massacred on this occasion. The Tsangpa army expelled the Mongol troops that assisted the fourth Dalai Lama, himself a Mongol prince by birth. The Dalai Lama had to flee and the Tsangpa ruler was close to become the king of Tibet. In 1612 and 1613, the Tsangpa ruler subjugated a number of local regimes in West Tibet, the Nari-Gyalpo, Lhopa and Tsangpa. There were also spectacular successes in the east. The new acquisitions included Dagpo in the far southeast, Phanul Lanoi. He was less successful against Bhutan, where his enemy, Nawang Namgyal, the abbot of Ralung Monastery in Tsang and first Zhabdrung Rinpoche of the Drukpa lineage, had taken refuge. Expansion and Mongol response. In 1618, the Tsangpa Gyalpo pushed further into Yu and defeated the local leaders of Kaisho and Sal. By now, Karma Tseten was virtually the ruler of central Tibet and was consecrated as such by Choying Dorje, 10th Karmapa. In the following year, 1619, the West Tibetan kingdom of Mangyalgungthang was conquered. In the next year again, Karma Tseten returned to Yu in order to eliminate the last possible obstacle to his authority. Nedong, the seat of the impotent Rinpungpa Dynasty, was besieged and forced to yield to his power. Tsang forces occupied the entire Yarlung Valley. The hegemony of Tsangpa was, however, only of a brief nature, not least the position as an upstart family without aristocratic roots made their authority tenuous. After Yotun Gyatso's death, his successor, the 5th Dalai Lama, received help from the Mongols, who pushed into Yu in 1621. The new Tsangpa king Karma Tseten was defeated and besieged at Chakpori Hill by Lhasa, and his army only escaped annihilation through the intervention of the Panchen Lama. An agreement was made whereby the Gelugpa regained much of the former authority in Yu. The abbot of the important Drigung monastery in Yu, allied to the Tsangpa, was abducted by the Tumed Mongols in 1623, which was a further blow. In retaliation, Karma Tseten brought his troops to Yu and occupied the Lhasa region. The following years saw a lull in the fighting while both sides tried to attract allies. Karma Tseten sought the assistance of the Chotu Mongols, and a troop under Prince Arslan invaded Tibet in 1635 in order to attack the Gelugpa positions. However, in the end Arslan declined to actually support the Tsangpa, leading to an entirely unsatisfactory conclusion of the enterprise for Karma Tseten and the Karmapa and Shamapa hierarchs. At the same time, Karma Tseten was threatened by Ladakh in the west, although it never came to open warfare. Triumph of the Dalai Lama. In 1641, the leader of the Koshut Mongols of the Kokona region, Gushi Khan, set out from his home area and attacked the king of Beri in Kham, who was a practitioner of the Bon religion and persecuted Buddhist lamas. Gushi Khan had been in contact with the Great Fifth since 1637 and was a major champion for his cause. After having defeated Beri, he proceeded to invade Tsang. Justification for this was found in the alliance between Beri and Tsang, which allegedly aimed at eradicating the Gelugpa. The Dalai Lama was opposed to a Mongol invasion which would have devastating effects on central Tibet, but was not able to change the course of things. Gushi Khan's reputation as an invincible commander rendered resistance weak. The Tsangpa stronghold, Shigatse, was captured after a long and bloody siege in March 1642. Karma Tseten was taken prisoner with his foremost ministers and kept in custody in Noi, near Lhasa. After a revolt by Tsangpa supporters in the same year, the incensed Gushi Khan ordered Karma Tseten placed in an oxide bag and drowned in a river. Gushi Khan, who founded the Koshut Khanate, presented Yu, Tsang and part of East Tibet to the Dalai Lama to rule. In this way began the religious Ganden Phodrang regime that would last until 1950. List of rulers. Karma Tseten 1565–1599. Kunpang Luang Dorje c. 1582–1605–06. Karma Thutob Namgyal c. 1586–1610. Karma Tensung 1599–1611. Karma Phuntsok Namgyal 1611–1620. Karma Tseten 1620–1642.